Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the live call. I'm here to talk about anything Amazon FBA today. I just realized, yo, Michael, welcome to the live. I just realized that I didn't attach the image on TikTok. Oh well. How you doing, Michael? How's your day been? Give me 1 sec, mate. I've just got to get everything set up and make sure everything's working. Nice. How's your day been, Michael? You managed to get started with anything? Okay, I'm just to anyone who's in here, I'm just sending links to join. So just give me 1 sec. Sorry, it just takes a little bit of time. Okay, cool. Right, I've sent the links out. Let me know if you've got any Amazon FBA questions. We've got an issue with our streaming tool, so I'm going live from TikTok from my phone, and I'm also going live on my PC. I've been talking to someone for a bit, and they're local to me. I was thinking of going with their member before I seen yours. Ah, boo! Yeah, come with us. You've got an entire team coming up with us. You've got an entire team of people's experience, but obviously, you do you, boo. Whatever you go with, just make sure you can trust them if you don't go with us. Right, I am just forwarding these. Holy, can you do me a favor? Can you send? Actually, don't worry. I'll just forward it on. Don't worry. Oh, I've sent Twitch twice. Say that 5 times fast. Yeah. Okay. Right. So I'm seeing again. I'm seeing again that the messages are not coming through to all chat channels. I don't know why that's happening. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye on all platforms. That's fine. I can do that. Also, YouTube says gaming for some reason. Really weird. Okay, I've just posted it to the community and we should be seeing more people live in a sec. Welcome to everyone, depending on whatever platform you're on. I'm like, who's the person in the chair in Marvel? Where's the banner? Yeah, so I'm going live on TikTok on my phone because it's not working on the streaming tool. So I forgot to add the image on TikTok, but it's on Instagram if you check there. I just got to bring up on the YouTube. Let me know if you've got any Amazon FBA questions, guys. I'm here to answer all of your questions. We're still getting set up, so it's on Instagram if you check there. Okay, right, I've got YouTube up. Hello, Zara. Welcome to the live. You absolute legend. You're always joining us, which I really appreciate. What's the best way to do this? Because I've got too many chat windows. Okay, I've got Instagram on one screen, YouTube on another, TikTok on this phone, and aha, the YouTube one worked today. That's good to see. Give it a like. Okay, right, cool. If you went flat broke today, how would you make 10K? That's a really good question. Well, mate, I'm here to talk about Amazon FBA, aren't I? So, yeah, I would say flipping stuff in your house. I've got 2 cameras, so I don't know which one to look at. I'll tell you what, I'm going to look at this one for TikTok and this one for everything else. So I would flip everything I have in my house. I would go to charity shops. I would find stuff that I can resell, list them on eBay, Vinted and everything, raise enough capital to get started on Amazon, do OA, maybe some retail arbitrage if you wanted to, some A to A. I would keep reinvesting back into Amazon, and I would focus only on that. And the reason I say that is because I did try doing loads of things all at once, and I didn't listen to people's advice because I thought I was different. I have a really, I'm very obsessive and my work capacity is really high. So I thought I could outwork all the people telling me not to do that. And it was a mistake. Everything I tried outside of FBA, eBay's good, Vinted is pretty good, but it hasn't got the sales velocity of Amazon. So I would just double down on Amazon and keep reinvesting. That's what we're here to talk about today. What's a realistic target for sales in the first full month? Michael, that is entirely dependent on how much capital you have to invest. If you're looking for a 30% return on investment as a bare minimum, then obviously you can do the maths on that based on your capital. So if you're starting with 1K, that's going to be a certain number. Let's say it's going to be like £135 profit in your first month. If you're starting with 10K, it's going to be a lot more. If you're starting with 20K, we talk to people who are going to start this with 25, 30K. So it just depends on your capital and how good you get at sourcing. Okay, right, let's go down the chats. Holy, you are liking the absolute crap out of TikTok. Thank you very much. TikTok is weird for some reason. It's it's saying I can't go live on the stream. The more I learn about Amazon, the more I think, the more money I spend, the more money I make. Yeah, Jack. So Jack, or is it Jack? Yeah, that's exactly it, mate. So I did a video on YouTube the other day, which was how much capital does Amazon take, and I've got one coming up. How much does it take to make 10K profit? And when I was talking to one of my friends who does Amazon FBA, he's talking about wanting to hit a 10K month, and he had no idea what the maths actually was behind hitting 10K as a profit. And I think it was really enlightening to me because it made me realize how most people don't seem to understand it's a reinvestment game. The more you have, the more you get back. The more you're winning, the more it helps you win, as long as you know how to buy the right products and not waste money, of course, which we've all done. We've all bought the wrong products. It's just part of business. You got to make mistakes and keep moving forward. How much would I have to spend to hit that 10K profit? I'm interested in that. Oh, you've put me on the spot, mate. What was the numbers? Let's say in order to hit 10K profit, you would need to generate between 35 and 50K revenue, depending on your average return on investment. And in order to hit those revenue figures, I'm not good at quick maths, but yeah, you'd need a good chunk of money, basically. You'd need a good chunk of capital to get that 50K revenue. So unless you're starting with a big capital amount of capital going into it, it is going to take time. But you also need to understand that compound growth is a beautiful thing. Month 1 is going to seem really slow. Month 2 is going to seem really slow. Month 3 gets exciting. And then the more and more you keep reinvesting without taking money out of it, the more it grows, the more it compounds. So by month 6 to 12, I was chatting to some guy in the live yesterday who I was helping in the beginning. He's on track to hit his first 10K month soon. I was giving him advice like a year ago. So it took him about a year, but it takes other people much shorter time. A lot of people can do this in 6 months or less. Because they find capital. If you're quite thrifty and you have a good career or you have free time, what I would do personally, this is obviously not financial advice, this is just what I would do as many side hustles as I could to get as much capital as I can to keep pumping it back into the business. And just keep reinvesting. Sorry, I've missed a bunch of chats now. I'm new to Amazon FBA. Where do you suggest I start? Do you offer any services? Holly, welcome to the live call. Yeah, absolutely. So my name's Sean from Seller Smart. We have everything from free resources, free Amazon FBA course. I've just seen on Instagram my face is like this while I look at TikTok. Okay, I'm going to sit back. So yeah, we have free resources, free course. We've got a paid course if you want a more advanced, really extensive FBA course to learn from. We have one-on-one coaching. We have a prep center that's automated to save you crap loads of hours per week. We've got VA recruitment. We've got everything you need. We've been working very hard over the last year and a half now, and all of our services are out. I'm going to sound like a broken record on these lives, but I think that's part of it. I think it would be higher than 50k revenue for 10k profit. Yeah, I'll tell you what, mate. When I'm not like spamming through questions, I've got you on my Discord. I'll go through the maths of it and I'll send you the maths afterwards. I'm not going to be able to find it right now because I'm streaming on multiple platforms. I've had to close a lot of my browser tabs. Loans are what the normal businesses do to gain capital. Yeah, 100%. So we have an affiliate partnership with Wayflyer. In our experience, Wayflyer was offering the best rates. I think they've started rejecting quite a lot of applications, but we've got a affiliate link for them where you get free AirPods in the server if you wanted to sign up and try your luck. Obviously, not financial advice. Business loans come with risks, so you need to make sure that you know what you're doing. Was just asking, why do you recommend Amazon FBA? Warder, welcome to the live call. Yeah, so I used to work for a Microsoft service provider. I lost my job, including 17,000 other people. I went traveling with the missus, had a really good time in Europe, came back, found Amazon FBA on Instagram, and I thought it was a scam. My partner and I tried loads of different things. We lost a lot of money on loads of things that actually did end up being scams or not working. Like drop shipping was the worst one. We lost tons of money on advertising, doubling down on that when we should have cut our losses. Amazon was always the thing that made us money. It is by far, to me, it's by far the safest one because it's data driven. You don't buy products unless you've reviewed the keeper chart properly and you've gauged your risk. So Amazon, like everything I did came back to Amazon. It always worked. I should have just focused on that entirely, but I didn't. I made that mistake. And all of the guys I know who went off and did crypto trading and everything, they all come back to Amazon because it just works. It just works. It's hard and it's not easy, but it works. Right, do I have any questions? What do you think about the Quigita? Do you purchase from them, Zara? Yeah, absolutely. We have a really good relationship with Quigita. Excuse me. So Quigita just recently closed down a lot of members in their affiliate program, and a limited amount of people and companies were kept in it, and we were one of them because we had a really good relationship from them. In the last 2 or 3 months, Cal's actually bought about 40k's worth of Quigita leads. And I talk to other people from other communities where all of their capital is from Quigita leads. All of their products they buy is from Quigita. So it can be really good. Just like anything, it can be very competitive. There's a bit of a game you have to play to it. But if you want to get €100 off your first order, you can use the affiliate link in our free community and you get €100 off. It used to be £100. They changed it to €100. Definitely worth it though. It's worth exploring anyway. Just to give you a tip though, if you find a lead that doesn't sell very quickly and the supplier has thousands of units, obviously lots of Amazon sellers look at Quigita. So if you're not going to buy out the seller's stock, or you're not finding it on a ridiculously good low price, and it doesn't sell very quickly, that might be a bit more risky. If you're getting a really good deal, or you're buying out all the supply stock and the product sells really quickly, those are the ones you wanna look for. Hi sir, only can see the banner on IG, not TikTok. Reese, welcome to the live. Yeah, that's because I'm on TikTok on my phone and live streaming everywhere else, and I forgot to put the banner on my phone. That is my bad. Oh yeah, I can see it. Just said that, silly Billy. Kobe, hello brother, welcome to the live again. Good to have you here. Right, do we have any questions from Instagram? Have you heard when they will give you creator connections to UK sellers? I do not know what that means, AJ4AJ. I'm going to guess you're a spammer. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the live. We welcome anyone, even spammers. Hello, what do you think about Quigita? I've already answered that question. Nice. Where's next? Come on, what else you got? Looking at 4 screens from 4 different chats. Well, actually, I just realised Facebook, we're live on that as well, aren't we? Let me see if I'm missing anything from Facebook. I'll tell you what, Holy, if you can hear me, or Reese, if you can hear me, let me know if I get messages on Facebook. Lovely, thank you. Give us a joke. No, I told a joke last time and no one got it, so I don't think I will. What do you think about RB Source and Source Sheet? I don't know what Source Sheet is. I I wouldn't talk much on RB Source because we're building a software ourselves. I think the guy that runs it is in our server. We've got no hate towards anyone else. I tried RB Source when I first started doing Amazon FBA, and it didn't work for me back then. Everything I bought was, all the leads I bought were saturated. Obviously, that was a long time ago now. I've been doing Amazon since 2023, so I don't know if it's still any good. And I know some people like to use it as a good platform. So if it's good, yeah, fair play, give it a try. Obviously, we have a software, so join our waitlist for when that comes out. I genuinely don't know if it's any good still though. Why haven't I been given access to Seller Smart software yet? Not brothers. Welcome to the live call. Yeah, so we plan to get it out this year. With what we're building, there is a cost that comes to running it. And the way it was originally designed, it just wasn't cost effective. It was working for us as a small group, but at scale, it just wouldn't have worked. We would have had to charge a lot of money. So we've changed the infrastructure of it, which took a lot of time, and it is going to come out. We've actually been in communication with some people who've been telling us we should get investment with it. We've been bootstrapping our company from day one. We actually spent quite a lot longer working for free than we intended to, but we ended up making really good connections with our community members. Yeah, we're considering investment, maybe, growing the dev team, but we're also not in a rush. When it comes out, it will be good, I promise you. But I am sorry for the delay. We just got to keep you keen by treating you mean. I'm keen to join the Discord channel. Are there beginners in there? Yes. So we have more of an experienced Discord group, but that's a good thing. We've added a beginners channel. Lots and lots of beginners have been joining, especially from these live calls. And all the experienced guys in there are more than happy to help, including everyone in the Seller Smart team. So we welcome everyone. We do traditionally have more experienced people in there, and the chat. You'll notice the chat isn't like, you're not going to see 500 messages in a day, but the messages you do see will be relevant to Amazon and growing your business. So one of the best bits of feedback that we get from people is they love how focused it is on what we're actually there to do. So we thought about implementing personal changes to it, but I don't think that makes sense because people like what it is right now. Not a spam alert. Amazon Creator Connections is an ad console to establish affiliate partnerships with influencers to increase sales on Amazon. Yeah, so AJ4JAJ, you got to admit that sounds like a spammer name. Welcome to the live call. So the reason they would be introducing that, when Amazon realized how much money they were making from advertising, they really heavily increased the cost of PPC. That made private label products and brands move off Amazon as a sole platform. So people started diversifying with Shopify, TikTok Shop. They started working with micro influencers and influencers to start making sales. Really good business model if you want to go down that route, but you need more capital and it's more risk. So what I believe they're doing is they're trying to claw back some of that lost revenue by introducing a platform like this. Just off the top of my head, that would be an assumption based on what you just said, because I've actually not heard of that before. In our community, we focus on OA, A to A, wholesale. We've got some people that do private label in there, but in our mentorship, the one-on-one mentorship with Sam, who's just hit 6 million in sales, that's primarily focused on OA and wholesale. And in around Q1, we'll be introducing, it's focused on OA and A to A. And then in Q1, we're going to bring in some wholesale stuff. It's currently restricted to USA and Chinese sellers. That's hilarious, Chinese sellers. Yeah, fair enough. I'm not surprised. Everything starts in the US and comes its way to England, just like politics, unfortunately. Right, am I missing any? Let's go around to this chat. No YouTube questions, that's fine. Right, what do you think about bringing access? Keen to join. Will you offer a free trial? Yes. So anyone who gets one of our services, so Kobe, I know you're interested in the course, you're going to get invited into the beta group. You're going to get invited into the beta group to get access before everyone else. It's a software, so we probably will release a trial, but while you're in the early stages beta group, we'll give you a certain amount of time to go through it for free. Obviously, we need to test it for a while as well, so definitely. And it goes without saying, but you're a very nice person. You engage in our live calls. You've been really friendly to talk to, so we're always going to be nice to people who are nice. I've got to keep paying Norm. I've got to keep paying Norm. Then I hear, yeah, yeah. I'm not someone to throw shade or throw hate. I'm a very positive person, but I have been seeing a lot of issues with that application recently. Let's say lots of people complaining. What's the best way to source products for new sellers, Kobe? Okay, right. So I won't do it on this live call, but on a live call later this week, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, I'll actually screen share and I'll show you the process of where I would start if I was a brand new beginner. The three places I would look: you need SellerAmp SaaS, you need Keeper, and those are the only two softwares you need because it's the cheapest way to run the model. You would go to Keeper Deals, and you would try and find Amazon to Amazon price drops. So you could do flips from buying from Amazon, selling back on Amazon. You need to use a different email address to buy stuff in comparison to your seller account. Next, I would use SellerAmp SaaS. I would go through arbitrage products that look arbitrageable. Basically, if it's a private label listing or it's a Chinese product, you can't sell it. If it's a brand you're aware of, go onto the listing, go on SellerAmp and go to FBA sellers, find ones that have between 50 and 500 reviews, and just go through their storefronts and see what they're buying. Try and figure out where they're buying from. Use our top 200 supplier list, use the auto ungate list as well, use all the free resources, and just try and figure out what other people are buying, start finding leads that way. And then the next step I would create a Gmail just for newsletters, and I would go to 20 retail websites per day in different niches, and I would sign up to their newsletter. When you start getting emails from them, you're going to get a lot of crap. You need to keep on top of this mailbox. You only want to check emails where the subject says a percentage discount or money off. All the rest of them you can ignore, delete, or archive. And then you want to go to the retailer with those discount codes, go to their sales sections, filter by biggest discount, and then use coupons, discount cashback, and all of that. We are on track to get 5 stars from everyone in our mentorship. I have a mentee right now who I've been working with. Unfortunately, they hadn't been having luck finding stuff. In our last call, I just double checked to make sure that they'd been following all the steps I've been sending them. So I've been telling them to download all the Chrome extensions, create a newsletter, and it turned out they hadn't done any of that. They were hoping that you could go to retail websites and just randomly click around and find products that were profitable. It doesn't work like that. You have to manufacture your margin by using Chrome extensions, student discounts, discount gift cards, which we have a portal on through our website. And you have to collect as much data as you can. Over time, it becomes a skill. You'll get really good. Sorry, I know that was a bit of a long-winded answer, but it's very true. I can't see any chats. Cool. Cool. Let me know if you've got any more questions, guys. I can't see any questions unless I'm missing some. Banner isn't on TikTok yet. I'm aware. Cool, bro. Nice. By the way, I said yesterday to anyone on the live call yesterday, I've been sick the last couple of days and I still feel like crap today, but hopefully you don't mind that because consistency is the key and I don't want to break my promise. Can I get a free lead for Xmas? Yeah, fair play. So I know you were joking, but one thing I say all the time is we don't provide leads. We could because we have software and we have loads of leads. I don't think lead providing groups work. I've tried them and I lost loads of money. And like everyone else, when I tried lead service groups, everyone saw the leads. All of them were saturated because everyone was looking at the same stuff. And then everyone started saying Amazon was saturated and it's dead. I just don't think they work unless you do like a really closed off group. But then you have to trust virtual assistants. It's just a lot to manage. Occasionally we might give out leads to people in our mentorship if they're good, and I am planning on bringing wholesale suppliers into our mentorship. One thing that I was really good at and I really enjoyed doing, I was really good at talking to suppliers, building rapport, and I ended up being one of 5 authorized sellers for a really good European product. And I want to start, I've got an itch I need to scratch, so I'm going to start doing that again. Going to go back to my old suppliers and I'm going to bring that into our mentorship. That is not because I want to give we want to teach people how to fish rather than give them a fish. But wholesale is tough. It does require more capital, in our opinion. But because of the leverage we have with our community and our experience now, I think it makes sense for me to bring that into the mentorship and help people get success faster. Do you think if I keep doing this, one day I can leave my job? Absolutely, brother. Yeah. I know you've only just joined our server, but loads of people in there are full time. You just have to be strategic with it. So when you get to a point where, let's say the UK is really expensive now, right? Let's say you get to a point where you can live on 2K a month, or maybe 2.5K or 3K. As long as you're profiting enough that you can pay off that expense and keep growing. So let's say you get to 5K a month, 10K a month, whatever your risk tolerance is. If you're doing that consistently, whilst you are paying yourself, you're reinvesting enough to grow. As long as you can keep growing, you can quit your job. But obviously, don't do that right away. That is the ultimate goal for a lot of people. This is my full-time job. I took a lot of risk with that, and I've got a very supportive partner. I've got side hustles that I do to bring in cash flow. I've done many directors loans during tough times, and you just have to remember that cash flow kills businesses. And I mentioned this in a previous live. Cody Sanchez, I'm not going to take credit for this. She talked about a study, I think it was a Harvard study, where directors who stayed in their full-time jobs the longest, those were the ones who lived longest in business. They survived longer in business because they had that financial backing to keep themselves afloat. So I do think the ultimate goal should be to leave your job when you can, but I don't think you should be in a hurry to do that. Be smart about it, basically. Anyone have any questions? Yeah, Reese left his job. Reese, to show you how committed to this we are, to show you how serious about this we are, Reese took voluntary redundancy from a very good project management role at Ford. And Cal rejected a £60,000 a year career to focus on Seller Smart full time. And that was during, we made those decisions during financial uncertainty where we were reinvesting everything back into our business. We were working a lot for free, which we're happy to do. We love helping people. But, there's a lot of risk that comes with that. And I think there's a certain allure to a safety blanket of a salary. It feels safe, doesn't it? It feels cozy, like you don't have to stress so much. As long as you do your hours, you get paid. But I think many people's jobs are at risk. I certainly believe that I lost my job to AI and cheap outsourcing. I think now is the best time ever to learn how to make money online and become self-reliant. And I think there's a bit of an underlining lie to a salary that you feel more secure, but it isn't really. It can be taken away at any point. So that's, when people say business is risky, so is everything. Reese, do you want to jump on the call? Or anyone else? I just bit my own tongue. Okay, best viewers on Steamboo, remove the space. Twitch, I'm guessing that's a spammer on Twitch. Cool to know that the message worked though. The live stream message worked. Not today, sir, we'll jump on. Okay, no worries. Yeah, guys, let me know if you've got any questions. I'm not seeing any viewers or questions on Instagram, so I'm assuming that will take time to grow. TikTok is always fun though. I'm going to try and go live on TikTok a bit longer tomorrow if I can. Always get so swept away by the day. Guys, let me know if you've got any Amazon FBA questions. My entire YouTube recording is going to be me looking down at my phone rather than up at the camera. So that's going to be something I need to figure out next time. I'm trying to get ungated on Lego, but it's taking ages. Kobe, you can save your time. You won't. You're not going to get ungated during Q4. They started doing this last year, so loads of people had capital tied up for a long time with Lego that they couldn't sell because Amazon gated it without giving people warning. They've done a similar thing this year where loads of people forgot the message that an invoice from Lego.com won't count as a ungate. You have to have, like a wholesaler or like a manufacturer invoice this year. I think they get a bit cautious around Q4 with fake Chinese knockoffs. So try again in Q1, but I don't think it's going to happen in Q4, unfortunately. When I first started selling, so that was in 2023. This was before any restrictions, and it was outside of Q4. I was in summer. I had to apply to ungate Lego 10 times, and that was with a Lego invoice. So the ungating process has always been a bit tricky. But yeah, right now it's very devious. Under review, yeah, it'll probably come back and be rejected. If you get lucky, then fair play to you. That's really good to see, but I don't think that's going to happen during Q4. What you want to do right now is you just want to focus on finding products that you can sell. Gating is just an absolute ball ache at the moment. I am suspecting it to get easier in Q1, and I'm expecting it to get easier once Amazon has fixed the broken system. I think I mentioned to you the other day that some newbies in our server have been getting a lot more luck with getting ungated recently, which tells me that they are fixing it. But yeah, it's just a pain in the ass at the moment. If you have, you can use places like, there's like wholesale directories that are allowed to be used for Amazon. So some people would buy enough units from a wholesaler to get ungated in the brand with a cheap product, and that does still work. But it just depends on if you have capital to tie up and you want to take the risk. Yeah, and what Reese just said, get on the auto ungate list. I know I've mentioned that to you before. To anyone out there listening, we have loads of free resources. We've got a free FBA course if you're just getting into this. We've got an auto ungate list that should work for about 60 to 70% of the items on the list. It's entirely dependent on your Amazon seller metrics yourself as an individual. So we can't tell you for sure which ones are going to work and which ones won't. We've got the purchase sheet so you can track everything. I actually was doing Amazon FBA research on TikTok earlier today, and I was I was unhappy with the amount of people who were saying ungating is super easy and you can do this business model on 300 quid, because obviously they're trying to hook people into the business model and get mentorship signups. Fair play. Like, I want to get people into Amazon too because it works, but we want to be a platform where we tell you the honest truth about what it means. And starting on 300 quid is not enough money. Having more capital is going to make it easier for you. Ungating is possible, but it's not easy. It is challenging right now. But that's why we're really persistent with saying that you need to have a thick skin. This is not the type of business model to do if you're a bit fragile and delicate and buckle at the first sign of pressure. You need to have a thick skin and keep going with it. Promise you it's worth the roadblocks that you'll get, though. Does anyone have any questions, guys? I'm pretty much just looking at TikTok. I think everywhere else is a bit quiet. Fair enough. I'm happy to answer questions as they come up. Kobe, so if you get rejected on the Lego one, I'd if it was any other brand, I would say just keep reapplying and see if you can get lucky with whoever or whatever reviews the invoice. But I'm almost I'm 99% sure Lego is not going to ungate for you. They, as I say, they started it last year, so I would just not waste your time with it. Move on to another lead. Try and focus on the ones you can sell, and come back to Lego in Q1, which we're not that far off, to be fair. It's only 20. Well, we're on the 9th now. What makes Seller Smart different to other companies? That's a good question. So we have a lot of career experience in our background. Everyone on the team has really good career experience. We're all Amazon sellers, so we all face the same pain points that every Amazon FBA seller faces. We all understand the issues that come with the business model. We all understand the troubles people have because we had them. we spent a very, very, very long time building lots of different services, and that created a bit of a moat around us where I think the amount of work required to build what we've built is really high, and the level of quality with the work we've built is really high. So far we only have positive reviews, and we intend to keep it that way as much as we can. So you're not going to find a place like SellerSmart where we do everything in house. Everything we do is us. We don't outsource our devs. We don't outsource our prep centers. Everything we do is in house. Because Cal is such a really good developer, our prep center is fully automated, and it's one of the few in the UK that is. We have an absolutely massive network of virtual assistants because we all had lots of virtual assistants in our businesses. And we developed a level of training that we haven't seen anywhere else for virtual assistants and for people and for sellers, I should say, not people. So we've got amazing free resources if you want to use those. We've got an incredible paid course if you want to go down that route. I haven't seen a course this extensive anywhere else. It teaches you everything you need to know from sourcing to admin to scaling and growing your business. And of course, we have one-on-one coaching with Sam. Sam, for years, has coached people, and he has a very good reputation in the space of being a no BS person. We all of us in the team care really, really heavily on making sure that we give a good service to everything. So everyone we work with, we genuinely, we become friends with most of the people we talk to. We get a good relationship. We're actually, sometime in Q1, we're going to plan a meet and greet to meet the people in our community as soon as we can, because we just keep getting asked to do one as soon as we can. And I mentioned we are on track to get 100% 5-star reviews from everyone in our mentorship. We've got 100% 5-star reviews from our VA service, and so far we've got 100% 5-star reviews from our prep service. So that's how hard we've been working. We really do genuinely care about making this a great business and a great choice for you guys to work with. The Ungate list is used to build trust with Amazon, not necessarily to purchase the products on them, though. Yeah, 100%. With ungating, the more you are ungated in some brands, the more you'll get ungated in other brands. Amazon just needs to know that you're a safe seller for them. Obviously, they have the biggest marketplace in the world, so they need to gauge your risk. They need to gauge how trustworthy you are. And even me, I speak to so many people who don't seem to realize that you can't buy fake knockoffs from China and sell them on Amazon. People genuinely think that's okay. So you just have to prove to them that you're not doing that. Is your course better than Seller Circle 1? I don't know what their course is like, but I can certainly tell you that we put a lot of effort into ours. Our course was developed by everyone in the team, so it's lots of combined experience. It is, as I say, it's the most extensive course I think we've seen when we looked around. We just introduced Klarna, so you can do payment returns, and while I'm not gonna on a live call, I'm going to be careful with what I say, but yeah, you need to be careful with who you trust. Let's go with that. No hate to them or anyone else, of course. No hate to them or anyone else. I trust what we've built very strongly because we've had good results from it. Like everything in the course and the mentorship is what we do in our businesses. Sam does very, very well from Amazon, and everything he does is in the course and the mentorships. In the mentorship, if anyone is wondering, we have some strategies that no one else talks about publicly. We think we created them because we've seen no one else mention them. We built them through trial and error. One of the strategies we have is around cashback, and it would very easily make you an extra £1,000 to £2,000 a month passively based on the cashback system. We've got probably the most extensive knowledge in EU A to A because we spent so long on our software doing EU A to A. So we've got loads of live calls and so we've got a really extensive live call and teachings on EU A to A. As I say, we practice what we preach. Sam is still a very active seller. He's still absolutely killing it. Cal just spent 40k, and I'm going to be back on selling in January once the dust has settled of this year because it's been hella busy. Will I be able to source my own products after the course? Kobe, yes. So you've probably heard me say by now that I don't like the idea of lead providing groups. And the reason for that is because they just don't work. The leads are saturated. So from the beginning, our entire company ethos, the law of Seller Smart, was that we wanted to give people the tools to find their own leads. We don't want to give you group access to leads that everyone else can see. We want to teach you as a skill how to do it yourself, and then we want to give you a software that makes it 10 times faster. That was the ultimate goal. When we built the software originally, we were using it in our own stores. I think you were in the last live call where I mentioned this, but I was able to find 36 buyable leads within 1 to 2 hours and spend about 5K on stock. Whereas if I did that manually, I would maybe find 5 buyable leads a day, or a virtual assistant would find 5 buyable leads a day. On a good day, I would find more. But you need to know the skill, and you need to know how to incorporate the skill into the software. The two in conjunction is really important. And that's also why we tell people not to scale with a virtual assistant too soon, because you need to be good at the skill before you do anything else. Because think about it as well, if you get a virtual assistant and they ask for training, but you don't know how to do it yourself, how are you going to upskill them? Will I have unlimited access to the course? Yeah, mate, you get lifetime access to the course, including all OA and 8A updates. I haven't thought about how I'm going to implement wholesale into it. But if we add wholesale, I'll give it to you just because you're nice. I think, to be honest with you, when we do add wholesale to it, what I might do is we might make the course just one giant course with OA, 8A and wholesale, and just increase the price of it. But we need to discuss that as a team, because we don't want to if you give people too much information, they get analysis paralysis. So I don't want to go overboard with people. We'll figure that out when it comes to it. No problem, brother. We look after the people that are in our community, man. I really mean it. We are a business, but we're people at the end of the day, and we understand like life in the UK, especially, is getting tough, isn't it? It's just getting so expensive. So if you can make money online, I think it's the way to go. What's the plan for the next few months with you guys? Michael, welcome back. Okay, so we have a roadmap on our Discord that's quite out of date now. We have weekly meetings as a team to review our progress, to review our to-do list. We operate from a Kanban. We currently use Trello to keep track of everything. We made the mistake a lot of business owners make, where we got kind of tied up in day-to-day tasks rather than the priority ones. We actually took a shift recently and changed that, and it's made a very noticeable difference. So the plan for the next 2 months for us, we're going to finish the end of the year strong. Our prep center is getting record days every single day consistently in a row. I don't know if you saw our Instagram story or our announcement yesterday, but we had our first DPD lorry filled with stock yesterday, which was a really big achievement for us. And we've been able to do that whilst turning around people's stock within the same day or 24 hours. So we want to finish the end of the year strong with the prep center. We've already been looking at expanding to a bigger unit next year. And at the end of the year, so from January 1st onwards, we're going to be planning our quarterly goals from January, February and March. We want to get the software out to a small group of people. Potentially might get investment for it. Definitely going to be growing a dev team, so it's not just Cal working on it by himself. So we're going to be getting the software out. We're going to be hopefully expanding to a bigger prep center. We're going to be really pushing the virtual assistant recruitment side of it, because we know it's a really good service. We've got a good quality, and we're just going to keep growing. And it goes without saying, but I do thoroughly plan to get back into Amazon, because I said yesterday, I'm not going to be one of those people that preaches something he doesn't follow himself. How about you, Michael? What's your plans for the next few months, you said? What are your plans for it? Okay, cool. Okay. Let me know if you've got any more questions, guys. I'm happy to call it a day if there's a bit of a lull, but I was planning to go live for an hour, so if you've got any questions, let me know. Oh yeah, Reese just sent me a message to say we do have one-to-one calls with people in the service, so you can schedule a call with us anytime for 15 minutes. If you want us to audit your business, see where you're at, see what you can do to make the most progress, it's just a quick call, but we can do that anytime. So if anyone wants to schedule a call with us, just let us know. We're more than happy to chat to people. We like to keep as much conversation in the community chat as possible, but we do inevitably end up talking to people in the DMs quite a lot. But we're trying to move everyone into the community chat where possible, just to keep it more active. But yeah, if you want to schedule a call with us, we can give you an audit. We can give you an update on what you need to do. We can give you some pointers based on the steps you're at, and that won't cost anything. That will be free. Hoping to get started ASAP, but might leave it until the start of January. You can do, mate. I'm a firm believer in the best time to start was, what's the expression? Best time to start was last year. The second best time is right now. Because Amazon is a game of compounding growth, the sooner you start, the more you can reinvest back into it. So I personally wouldn't wait, but it's your choice. If you wanted to, that's absolutely fine. We will be here for you whenever you need us. Welcome to all the people who just joined the live call. Let me know if you've got any questions on Amazon FBA. Or life. I can be quite philosophical if I want to be. Depends on who I'm talking to. I'm only joking, of course. This is about Amazon FBA. Oh, good grief. Going live on my phone hurts my back. The things I do for you guys, eh? Going live. I'm 33 now, so I've got to worry about my back cracking constantly. I'm intrigued. Where is everyone who's in this live, regardless of what platform you're on, where are you guys all at? Are you all brand new? Are you all beginners? Do you have experience under your belt? Do you have a lot of capital to get started with it? Or are you trying to find cash so you can get started? I think that's one thing I get asked all the time. How much do I need? Can I start with £500? I think raising £1,000 or £2,000 is quite a lot easier than people think. You just need to actually apply time to it. And there's loads of side hustles you can do to get yourself there. So definitely, if you're brand new and just getting started, definitely start with as much cash as you can. KS, welcome to the live. Let me know if you've got any Amazon FBA questions. I'm looking at Instagram on my screen, and I like the way the banner looks. Holy, you did a really good job there. 11k likes, so your thumbs must be burning. Thank you very much to everyone furiously tapping. It's a bit quieter today than it was yesterday. We had an alert that from our live call yesterday, our TikTok on the background said we can't do lives for 6 days. I don't know why, but I'm here now, so it's obviously working. Francis, welcome to the live call. You asked that question from YouTube. You did? Yeah, so welcome to the live call. That's something I've been talking about a lot on this live. You're going to get told by many different people that you can start with £300, £500. I don't agree with that even slightly. I think you need at least £1,000. That doesn't mean you can't start. You just need to take into consideration the costs that come with doing this business model. If you're on our YouTube stream, so in our channel, I've got how much does it take to start. Hold on, let me try and find the link. Yeah, on our channel, we've got. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the video. So the third latest video that we just posted, how much money do you really need to start Amazon FBA? I talk about it all in that video. Essentially, you want to have Keeper and SellerAmp SaaS. So Keeper's €19, about 16 quid. SellerAmp is $13.95 plus VAT, so whatever that is. You're going to need an Amazon seller subscription, which is 30 quid. That's all you really need in the beginning, but you also need to have a printer, you need to get labels, you need to have boxes, which you can get for free. So by the time you've gotten all of that, you need to have enough cash to pump into Amazon to reinvest and get good growth. So the less money you have, it might work, but it's just going to take a lot longer. If you can start with £1,000 as a minimum, that's a really good place to start, in my opinion. The more you have, the better. And if you don't have that cash, grab random stuff around your house and flip it on eBay, flip it on Vinted, go to charity shops, find stuff that you can resell. I personally wouldn't try drop shipping. I've tried eBay drop shipping. I've tried drop shipping from Shopify. It's a lot of hassle and you can end up losing money. But yeah, just flipping random stuff. You could post on Facebook and go and clean people's houses for £18 an hour, minimum of 2 hours. My partner and I, we look after people's dogs. That's a really good earner, like an extra £1,000 to £1,500 a month for us, and it's pretty passive. I work all day in front of my PC. We let them out to pee. We play with a puppy now and again, and we go for a walk in the morning. Other than that, there's no work. So there's loads of things you can do to make extra cash. I would start with as much money as you can personally. Like genuinely, I could come out here and tell you that you can start with £300, just like everyone on TikTok says, and we could rope more and more people into the business and try and sell mentorships through dishonesty. But I want to be real with you about what you have to expect. This is a business model. It can be a side hustle. Most people who do FBA are still working 9 till 5s, but it is work. And one of the reasons our ecosystem as Seller Smart began was because we're trying to make this as easy as possible for you guys. Sam has just done 6 million in revenue. He only spends 10 to 12 hours a week on his Amazon business. That's what you can get to once you've front loaded the work and reinvested. And once our software is out, and you've joined our ecosystem, that is how you eventually get to a point where this replaces your full-time salary and you don't have to work all day. No, Francis, no worries, mate. Thank you for joining the live. Welcome. How long have you been selling for? No, sorry, you just asked how much capital you need. How long have you been thinking about selling for? That's a good question because lots of people think about it for too long. All FBA, you manage accounts. No, mate, we don't do a done-for-you service. I tried to do a done-for-you eBay dropshipping service with a guy that used to run a very successful eBay dropshipping software, and it was such a big headache. We both just said, you know what, whilst it's making money, it's not worth the time, and we bailed on it. And I think running people's Amazon stores would be the same thing. We are building an ecosystem to give you guys the tools to be self-reliant, and I don't think our marketing message is to help you guys build a business yourself. I don't think that would be very honest if we were managing people's accounts for them, at least not at this point in time. Francis, you've been thinking about it for a year. Yeah, so I'm a little forward in our social media about how most people think too much and get in their own way. And it's only because I talk to so many people in this space who overthink everything. And there's a funny thing in business where the dumbest people tend to be the ones who are doing the best financially. And it's because they don't overthink. They just look at stuff and try. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, they don't care. And I think smarter people tend to overanalyze a bit too much. The fact that you've been thinking about it for a year, tells me that you are really keen on trying something new and you just need to take the step. If that's not Amazon FBA, that's totally fair. It's your call, man. But I definitely would recommend taking the plunge and trying. You just said, how do I join the free community? So we have a link in our bio that goes to our website and to our free Discord. So if you go onto our channel from YouTube, you can access all the links there. Anyone on TikTok, go to the link in our bio, sellersmart.io. On there, you can join the free Discord, download all the free resources. I interview every person coming into the Discord because we get a lot of spammers. So I'll drop you a message as you come in. You can just remind me it's you. We can set up a call if you guys want. If anyone wants one-on-one coaching, then we have that available. If you don't have the capital to invest in that, then we have the course. We have free resources. We're set for everyone. So it just depends where your level is at. Francis, if you have any issues joining the free community, just let me know. But yeah, you should be able to do that from the link in YouTube. I think there might even be a link in the description. Yeah, so I'm on YouTube now. The link in our description goes to our mentorship landing page and to our join our free Discord community. So Francis, for you on YouTube, you can click the link in the description. And everyone else on TikTok, as I say, you can click the link in the bio and go to our website. What is your recent success story? If I invest 5K, how long before I get to 10K months? All FBA. I didn't welcome you to the live call. Welcome to the live, mate. So I actually just mentioned our success story recently, but I'll happily mention it again. We just, at our prep center, we just filled our first lorry to the roof. We posted it on our social media stories and in the announcements channel of our server. That was a really, really huge accomplishment for us because the prep center was a real slow burner and it's just exploded recently. So, well, I say recently, in the last few months, it's just exploded. So filling a lorry for us was an incredible team win. And I'm super proud of the guys at the prep center. They worked really damn hard. Cal's done an incredible job on the automations to make the process so much faster for the clients that we work with. And yeah, that was a huge success for us. If you have 5K, if you want to go the coaching route, obviously some of your money is going to get tied up with that. But as I say, I mentioned that we've just started working with Klarna if you wanted to spread out costs, and we can talk to you about that on the scheduled call if you want. If you're going to go solo, I don't know what your experience level is, but let's say you don't make any mistakes and you're aiming for a 30% minimum ROI, then it's going to take you some time to reinvest and get to those 10K months. If you're dedicated to it and you raise as much capital as you can to pump into it and you're getting good leads, it can happen very quickly, but it's just about consistency. TikTok is asking me to do a puzzle. One sec. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's just about consistency. So I've seen some people hit 10K months in about between 3 or 4 to 6 months, depending on your capital. And I've seen other people take a year. The people who took longer just had less capital to invest and less time, but it didn't feel any less sweet by the time they got there. You know, it's a proof of concept, isn't it? Even if it takes you 8 months to get to 10K months, you've learned that if you just keep going, keep reinvesting and keep growing, it's just going to keep compounding and building. That's why I think Amazon is so addictive. The dopamine you get from it is intense. Anshul, welcome to the live from, sorry, I can't pronounce that name, from Link. Oh, has my Instagram frozen? Okay, I'm going to talk as if it hasn't frozen, and hopefully it hasn't. You want to get started, so you join our free Discord community, download all of our free resources, go through the free FBA course, drop us a message and ask us any questions you have. We will help you every step of the way, and you're aiming for a 30% minimum. Oh, I'm going to mute my tab. If you're yeah, so just use all the free resources we have. Ask us any questions. Let us know whereabouts you're starting from. Are you based in the UK? How much capital do you have to get into it? Yeah, just start with our free resources. That's a really good place to start. If you have capital and you want to invest in Amazon and you're committed to it, then work with us one-to-one. KS, it says application pending. Cool, I will invite you in. I'll invite you in right now. Oh, got a couple of you guys in there. Okay, all right, I found you. There you go. I invited you in. I did not send you a message, but feel free to DM me at any point. I'm getting loads of messages from different platforms. Cool. Welcome to the community, KS. How long have you been selling for? How long have you been going, or are you just getting started? I had to anyone watching, I had to refresh my Instagram and I've lost all the chat. So I don't know if I'm getting asked questions there. Hopefully not. Okie dokie. Welcome to the live call, guys. I've been going for about 55 minutes. Let me know if you got any Amazon FBA questions. We go live every day. We're being active with. We're going to be a lot more active with going live. The guys and I in the team, I think we're going to try and diversify a bit. I think multiple people from the team are going to do lives just to give you different insights from different people. We've got a fairly big team now. I think we just got to 11 people at Seller Smart. Not everyone is a seller, and not everyone will be doing lives, but The core team of sellers is Cal, Reese, myself, and Sam. We all have different perspectives on Amazon. We all, when we were doing EU A to A, we would all review the same leads and be buying the same stuff. Sometimes I would see insight that the other guys didn't see. I would buy a lead that they would take the piss out of me for buying, but then it would sell and I'd make profit, and it happened vice versa. So when you're looking at a keeper chart, just remember that it's a different story to every person depending on who's reading it, and different perspectives are one of the things that sets us apart as a company, because all of the services we build are based on 4 people's collective experience as sellers for the last few years. And I did the maths the other day. We've got a collective experience of 15 years now. So yeah, lots of thought has gone into them. Welcome to the live. Any tips on ungating? Yeah. Pray. No, I'm joking. Right, so Q4 gets really challenging for ungating because they lock down a lot of brands. If you join our free community on Discord, or you go to the link in our bio to go to our website, we have an auto ungate list. Depending on your experience as a seller, you can go through that list and check off all the ones that auto ungate successfully. It might be about 60 to 70% of the products on that sheet. The more you become ungated, the more other brands will ungate, and the more you sell, the more brands will come ungated. It's tricky right now because of Q4. Q1 will get easier, and it's also tricky because the system is broken, but allegedly Amazon is working on it because they're aware it's broken. So you can also use wholesale directories that are trustworthy. You can find a cheap product in a brand that you want to get ungated in, buy them from a wholesaler where the supply chain is going to be vetted and okay, and you can ungate in another ASIN that's cheap enough, and then you can sell the one you actually want to sell. But yeah, major retailers still work. So Notino worked the other day, Look Fantastic worked the other day. They still do work. It just depends on who you get to review your case. How can I join your community? You're from TikTok, so click the link in our bio. That will go to our website. You can get all our free resources, and you'll see an option to join the free community. Reese, if you're still in the call, can you please join the free community on the main page of the site to make it easier for people? Because I still get questioned about that quite a lot. If you're on YouTube, go to the link in our bio. If you're on Instagram, go to the link in our bio. Is it possible that I could become auto-ungated for things later that I'm not auto-ungated in for now as I'm going through the auto-ungate list? Zara, yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned just now, it's based on your seller metrics. So the more you sell, the more trustworthy Amazon deems you to be, the more you will ungate in other brands. And typically what people find, within 10 sales, within 10 successful sales, it gets easier. Within 3 months selling on the platform, it gets a lot easier. And now I don't ever worry about ungating because I'm ungated in most things. And like, I really want to stress to you guys, in the beginning, ungating is a real big pain in the ass, and it's going to feel like a massive roadblock, but it doesn't last forever, and it passes pretty quickly, and it gets very exciting when you can grow without that hindrance. So you just got to be consistent, just got to keep going, and you will get past it. Your Notino invoice for Chloe got rejected. Yeah, so when I started Amazon in 2023, this was way before this was way before the gating process was broken. It has been broken for a few months. I had to use a Lego invoice 10 times to ungate in Lego. That was before they automated it with AI, allegedly. Since they've automated it, it's even more broken. They rejected your invoice, but if you keep reapplying, you should get it to work, unless Chloe, the brand, has been hard gated during Q4. In that case, you won't be able to. I'm actually not sure about Chloe. I can ask the guys in our server if anyone knows if that product is hard gated. Sam used a Notino invoice last week and it worked fine. And Laura in our server used Look Fantastic a few days ago and it worked fine. So ungating, you've always had to reapply. You've always had to try multiple times. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just means that their system is stupid. MD, welcome to the live on YouTube. What is an ungate? Amazon has the... Okay, so what is an ungate on Amazon FBA? So Amazon is the largest marketplace in the world, and because of that, they need to make sure that the third-party sellers on the platform are trustworthy. Amazon generates the majority of its revenue through third-party sellers, not themselves, if you ignore AWS. So to ensure that they have consumer trust, so people out there who buy stuff on Amazon, to ensure they have their trust, they put rules in place to make sure that the products being sold on the platform are safe, legitimate, and authentic. Part of that is gating. When you're brand new to Amazon, they have no idea if you're a safe seller for them, so they gate a lot of brands. And a lot of brands who sell on Amazon, they gate their product, they restrict it because they only want authorized sellers to sell on it. That isn't all brands, that's just some brands. So the reason you're gated in the beginning is because you need to build up trust with Amazon to show that you're a legit seller. So whilst it seems annoying, it's actually a good thing. We are able to sell on the biggest marketplace in the world with the highest consumer trust without worrying about the cost of customer acquisition, because Amazon has such a high trust from its customers. So that's what ungating is. That's why it's around. Excuse me. I am not seeing any DMs from Instagram, so if anyone's sending me messages on there, I do apologize, but I can't see them. YouTube I can see on this one, and TikTok I can see down here. Right. So yeah, to anyone who's joined or was late to the party, at Seller Smart, we've been building products and services and free resources for Amazon FBA sellers. If you want to work with us one-on-one, you can schedule a call to check out our coaching that's led by Sam. Just hit 6 million in revenue. Everyone in the mentorship is really happy so far. I might ask the guys in our mentorship to join a live call one day just so they can vouch for us. I'm sure a few of them wouldn't mind doing that. Hopefully all of them wouldn't mind doing that. If you're brand new and you're just getting started and you don't know where to begin, check out our free Amazon FBA course that you can find on the website or the Discord server. If you want an advanced course that's the most extensive course we've seen out there that will teach you how to do everything from sourcing to the admin, then you can buy our course from our site. You can schedule a free call with us at any point for 15 minutes where we will audit your situation. We'll guide you on where you need to go next, and that's completely for free. And our free community now has just under 1,100 members. There's lots of experienced people in there who are happy to help. There's lots of beginners in there, and we also have software that's going to come out sometime in Q1. Hopefully you can sign up to the wait list for that. All terribly exciting. Thank you. If I'm ungated, thank you. If I'm ungated, and how can I come out of it? I don't know what you mean by that, unfortunately, mate. Can you repeat that? What I think you mean is, how do I become ungated? So we have a free resource in our community, which is an auto ungate list that has over 1,000 products. Depending on your seller metrics, you should go down that list, add them to Seller Central, and see which ones auto ungate for you. And you can check them off as you go, start selling some products, and come back to it after a month or so, and then see if you can ungate in the rest. The process for ungating: you add the product to you add the product ASIN to Amazon Seller Central. You see what the prerequisites are. Most products ask you for 10 times units on an invoice, and you can use any major retailer, any wholesaler, or the manufacturer. At this level, you're going to be using mostly major retailers, and you can become ungated that way. Some products require 50 units to ungate, and some Amazon to Amazon invoices are requiring 100 units recently to ungate. So you just got to check every single product before you buy it. Francis, how much is the mentorship and the extensive course? The course is £699, which you can split with Klarna or over 2 payments. I think that's still an option. You can split that with Klarna. The mentorship, we only work with a select few. We only work with selective people. That's why we have a call. We really want to work with people who are dedicated and actually going to apply what we teach, because we put a lot of work into it. So if you want to schedule a call about the mentorship, we'll talk you through pricing. We'll talk you about everything that's involved. And the guarantee we have with the mentorship is that we will work with you until you hit 50K revenue or double your revenue if you're an existing seller, or you get to be in the mentorship for 6 months. That's how confident we are that we're going to help you get results. And then when you're at the mentorship, you can still stay in it afterwards for a monthly recurring fee if you want to, which we're hoping most people will. The mentorship comes with lifetime access to the course, and you get beta access to the software. Loads of goodies, definitely worth it. We are on track to hit 100% positive reviews from everyone in the mentorship. The only two people that haven't so far, one of them was delayed because of a family death, and the other was delayed because of work-related stress. So we're on track to get 100% reviews. We put a lot of effort into the people in our mentorship because we really care about helping people succeed. And obviously, it's a reputation thing as well, right? We don't want to work with people who don't apply themselves, because if we get loads of people who don't do the work, it doesn't bode well for our stats in the server. We want everyone to be successful. In Q1, I'm going to be introducing a lot more wholesale into the mentorship. I made most of my revenue from wholesale. I became one of 5 authorized sellers of this big European product, and I did that through my experience with wholesale. So I'm going to be implementing that into the mentorship during Q1, and hopefully that will come with it supplier relationships to provide wholesale opportunities to people. Make it a bit more accessible, because wholesale does require a lot more capital. Cool. All right, guys, if you want to work with us one-to-one, schedule a call, join our free Discord community from the links in the bio description on YouTube. We're going to go live every day, so if you have any more questions or you need help, just let us know. When you join the community, schedule a call with us if you just want a free call so we can guide you in the right direction. I know a lot of people in this live call